coverage you can count on. First Edition starts now.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us for News 13 First Edition. I'm Annette Pegler. Breaking news at 4 today, Horry County Fire Rescue are on the scene of a reported entrapment at a business off North Kings Highway. A large tree fell on a vehicle, confining the driver. HCFR crews were able to remove this individual. One person is being taken to the hospital with injuries at this time. Utility crews will be working to repair damaged power lines brought down by the falling tree. News 13 Jordan Titus is on her way to that scene right now, and we'll have much more for you at 5. To the PD now, one 9-year-old and two 11-year-olds are being charged with setting fire to playground equipment and vandalism at the Dr. Iola Jones Park in Florence. Authorities say someone passing by stopped Florence police to let them know the playground was on fire. When the officer arrived there, 3 children were seen running from the area where that fire was lit. Areas of the fort was burned, but Mayor Barnes says this is not the first time incidents have happened at the park. From vandalizing other property at the park to destroying the garden that's planted there, officials say past vandalisms were not taken seriously, but this time they are cracking down.
I am serious about all of us, the city council, our staff. We're serious about making a difference, and to even have a threat of some of our work being burnt down because someone wants to just play with matches is unacceptable.
Well, coming up next at 5, you'll hear more from Mayor Barnes as she speaks with News 13's Eric Cooper about the recent vandalism at the park. Well, police in Florence have charged a woman with second-degree arson after she allegedly intentionally started a fire at her home on Sunday. According to Florence police, Kimberly Townsend was booked into the Florence County Detention Center after the fire at her home along Rutledge Manor Drive. The arrest warrant says Townsend placed 3 cans of gasoline in the kitchen area of the home and used a lighter to set the room on fire. She was then seen leaving the residence moments before bystanders saw smoke inside and called 911. Townsend was released on a $50,000 bond. Well, it's time now for a first look at your forecast, and our chief meteorologist Frank Johnson joins us now from the Weather Center. Frank, some big storms this afternoon. What can we expect heading into tonight?
These storms are going to wind down as we head through the evening hours tonight, but in the meantime, there are some pretty heavy downpours out there, some gusty winds with these storms, and a lot of lightning. Take a look at Viper 13 real-time radar right now. We've got a cluster of storms right along the Grand Strand, especially in the Surfside Beach area. A lot of lightning there. Another cluster of storms in Dillon County pushing into parts of Robeson County, and then storms across parts of the PD, especially lower parts of Florence County. Strongest storms right now along the Grand Strand from Surfside Beach, stretching inland across parts of Georgetown into Williamsburg counties as well. A lot of very heavy rain with this and a lot of lightning, some gusty winds. No severe weather being reported just yet as far as strong wind gusts, but there's a lot of heavy rain and a lot of lightning. Temperatures where we've seen rain have cooled into the 70s, otherwise 80s and 90s, and it will stay warm and muggy tonight. Even hotter weather on the way for tomorrow. I'll let you know if we'll see any more storms tomorrow coming up.
Frank, thank you. The Marion County Sheriff's Office is investigating an attempted armed robbery that happened at a Dollar General last night. Deputies say they responded to the Dollar General on North Highway 501 business just after 10 o'clock. Employees told investigators 3 men wearing ski masks and gloves entered the store, each armed with a gun. But the suspects ran off without taking anything. News 13's Morgan Baker will have much more on this investigation coming up tonight at 5. A lightning strike is being blamed for a house fire in Conway yesterday afternoon. This all happened just after 4 p.m. when heavy storms were moving through the area. Crews were called to the home on Highway 319 in the area of Harris Shortcut Road to find light smoke coming from that house. Crews were able to put out the fire quickly. No injuries were reported and the damage was minor, so the residents were able to stay in the home. Myrtle Beach Police had a busy 4th of July weekend. The department has just released its weekend wrap-up of service calls, coming in at just over 2,000. Let's break down those numbers for you. Out of 2,041 calls that came in, 178 arrests were made, including 62 drug charges, 13 DUIs, and 27 people were arrested with open containers of alcohol in their vehicle. They also handed out 567 tickets. Myrtle Beach Police point out that more than 1,400 of their calls were from officers on patrol, which they say showcases their commitment to proactive policing. Well, new on First Edition, the Horry County Sheriff's Office swore in their newest four-legged friend, Mickey, as the agency's first canine trained in apprehension. News 13's Gabby Jonas was at the swearing-in ceremony earlier this morning, and she joins us now live from outside the Horry County Courthouse. And Gabby, you spoke to Mickey's handler about his position with the department.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I did speak to Mickey's handler, and that would be Corporal Misty Puckett. Now, she's worked with the Horry County Sheriff's Office Canine Unit for 11 years, but she says that Mickey's new role will serve as an integral part in not only keeping the community safe, but also the Horry County Sheriff's Office. Mickey, from the Czech Republic, will now serve as the department's first apprehension canine, which will allow him to apprehend a suspect if the suspect does not stop after his canine announcements are given by Corporal Puckett. Corporal Puckett says Mickey is also certified in tracking narcotics and detection. Mickey will be used during searches inside the J. Reuben Long Detention Center, as well as deterrent during high-risk traffic stops and execution warrants. On top of being able to function around loud noises like gunfire, Corporal Puckett says Mickey's selection process required additional factors.
As far as the apprehension process, there's a lot of things we're looking for in that as well. Their defense drive, so that defense is tested, and also their bite quality. So we want a dog that is defensive but also has a good bite quality, in the sense that they're going to bite, they're not going to let go until given that command to do so.
Now, Corporal Puckett says Mickey stands out by his ability to flip a switch between being social and work mode compared to previous canines she's worked in years past. And coming up later today, you'll hear more about Mickey's commands and what that means to do his job. For now, reporting live in Conway, Gabby Jonas, News 13.
All right, Gabby, thank you. A group of semifinalists will be interviewed at the end of July to be Myrtle Beach's next police chief. 100 people from across the U.S. applied before applications closed on June 26. Assistant City Manager Josh Bruger says he and City Manager Fox Simmons Jr. will meet with a consultant firm this week to narrow down the semifinalists, who will interview virtually at the end of the month. From there, the finalists will be invited to Myrtle Beach in the second week of August. That process will include a series of panel interviews, both internal and external, with community stakeholders. Well, South Carolina's top prosecutor is taking steps to unseal documents from the first Alec Murdaugh double murder trial. Attorney General Alan Wilson filed a motion Monday to unseal transcripts and other materials that led to a juror being dismissed during the trial in 2023. Murdaugh was convicted of the murders of his wife and son in Colleton County, but the state Supreme Court reversed the verdicts in May. A new judge has suggested April 2027 as a start date for a new trial.
News 13 on-time traffic, sponsored by Joy Law Firm. Just call Joy.
And traffic is slow at times right now on 501 between CCU and Carolina Forest, especially Conway bound traffic. 544, not too bad right now. Drive times along the Grand Strand on 501 from Carolina Forest to CCU, that'll take 15 minutes. 17 in both directions along the Grand Strand is running slow. There is heavy rain along the Grand Strand right now. In the PD, looking okay in the Florence area. No problems on I-95 right now. Currently on 95 from TV Road to 76, that'll take 9 minutes. Palmetto from 5 Points to Irby Street will take 5 minutes. And 52 from Palmetto to I-95 will take 7 minutes.
Frank, thank you. Today, Georgetown County Water and Sewer District is starting major construction to connect a new elevated storage tank to the Red Hill water system. If you live in Red Hill, county leaders say you should have little to no water pressure right now. The water pressure interruption is expected to continue until about 5 p.m. The Water and Sewer District says until then, you should limit your water usage. They also say after the construction work is done, they will issue a boil water advisory as a precautionary measure. It will be lifted once tests show the water meets all drinking water standards. Well, crews are also expected to begin work on maintenance dredging in Georgetown Harbor today. County leaders say the work will focus on the bypass and steel mill channels. Accumulated sand has reduced channel depths to less than 5 feet in critical areas. This project will restore the channels to a 12-foot depth. Leaders say this supports the Georgetown Port Master Plan and will help revitalize industrial waterfront properties. The work is expected to be completed within 3 months. We are told there could be temporary navigation changes while work is underway.
And some beneficial thunderstorms across the area today, bringing some of us some pretty heavy rain. I'll let you know if this rain chance will be back again tomorrow coming up.